Hello everyone and welcome back to ERL with the F1 tier, the purple sector tier, usually on Monday. We had a few weeks in between with the festivities around Christmas and New Year, so it's been a while since we had some action on track, but here we are with qualifying of round 10 in Brazil. And it looks like there's a lot of sun now. We saw a lot of rain in the actual Grand Prix, of course, so maybe we can see some rain action in the race, but we can check that. It's later on when we're going to see that. We saw the two McLarens leaving the pits early. First, let's get the track map on again, and all the info on screen. Almost forgot. So it's actually the Haas of Iron Kid out first, but he has a Cuban, so he will be joining me in the commentary box for the qualifying session, and then he gets back into the car for the race, so we will hear him in a bit. Then we have Neil and Charlie, both out first, and I think it maybe is Mansell Bob behind them. Yeah, so we have the 3 of the 4 title contenders still in the championship out on track first. Mansell Bob currently leading with just a few points over Dan, and then 11 points to Neil, and Charlie is still in contention theoretically, but he's 80 points off the lead, so yeah, that's only a theoretical chance. I don't think he will be able to make it, because he needs to have all the 3 guys in front of him missing out a lot of points in 3 races time.
Hello.
So, hi Iron Kid, welcome. I already informed the people you would be joining for qualifying.
Yeah, really glad to be back in the commentary box. It's been a while.
Yeah, you were the usual voice for the Wednesday, I presume, for the faster tier.
Yeah, with me and the spinning kid, Mufasa, who is currently racing.
Yeah, I can remember that when I joined the league like 2 years ago. So we're coming to the end of Neil's first lap. He's now going on the straight for the last few meters. DRS open, overtake on, saved a lot of battery for the final, and he puts in a time of 1:84. Then it's Charlie right behind him, and then Mansell Bob. Mansell Bob takes it with 2/10, and Charlie 1.5 tenths behind Neil, so they're really close. Then I see another Haas and a Ferrari coming to the line. White Elliott also 186, just off Charlie. Mufasa 189, 5th so far. Then Top Car Vlogger is going for the finish.
Apeldoorn is coming. He has 2 fastest sectors. I think it's gonna be with a very good time. And indeed, with a good time. It's 1.8.4 with a P2. Very good time for Apeldoorn.
Yes, you're right. I see now Mercedes, J.R. Morgan. He's still in hot lap mode, so he didn't put in a good effort. Maybe he will do now a second lap.
Ralph put a very good time, up to P4, ahead of Charlie, splitting the 2 McLarens.
Yeah, that's really decent. Pretty fast. You have the 2 Ferraris in 9th and 10th at the moment, Tom and Hash. And I missed out. Lucky is not racing today. I see now Strikey reserving for him.
Yeah, Lucky's not racing today, unfortunately. And maybe the best for the people up front, because he has a very good pace the last few rounds. He's a problem for the front runners.
Yeah, absolutely. He was always like in around 15th place in qualifying, but he always came back to up to the front in the race. Really strong performances there. We have everybody in pit or doing an in-lap, I guess.
Brian is doing a lap right now. Yeah, P5 for Brian.
Brian P5, yeah, I know he's not usually one of the faster guys, but Brazil is a track he's pretty decent at, and he's always performing better than he does on other tracks. But yeah, I think everybody has a track where he's doing a bit better than
absolutely
than others.
The gaps are so close.
Yeah, it's really close.
P11 to P1 are 8/10. Nothing. 8/10 is nothing. Actually, P12 for P11.
Also,
P1,
yeah, it's harsh in the Ferrari, who's the first one out of a second. And it's a really difficult track to break DRS. So it's going to be a long DRS train in the race, I guess.
I think the main problem with Brazil is the tire temperatures more than anything else. I mean, I'm struggling with tire temperatures, but the track is very good flowing. Like you said, you don't have a problem with DRS. Only if you're struggling, you lose DRS. Otherwise, you're in a DRS train all the way to the end, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm following Neil now. He's going for a second run. And he needs to improve by 2/10, a bit more than 2/10, to take pole off Manson Bob at the moment. And he's half a tenth up his own time. Wow, throwing it full throttle up the hill. Real commitment. And it's also
improving a little bit in the first sector, almost 1.5 tenths.
Wow, that should get him some places. Neil still was half a tenth up on his own time, so he needs to do a really good last corner, and he did improve by 2/10 there. Just misses out by 12 thousandths of a second. Then Mufasa into the final corner.
Mufasa, yeah. Purple second sector for Mufasa.
Oh, going a bit wide there.
Ooh,
that's losing a bit time. That's unnecessary. But still improves by 4/10. Really nice lap by him.
Charlie improves.
Charlie improves. Yeah.
Still behind Neil.
See Ralphie and Apeldoorn again on an out lap. Gonna pick somebody up on a hot lap. FCT in 8th. Improves by 400ths in the first sector. Then still not out. Is it because he also has a Q1? Ah no, now he's on an out lap.
No.
I think he's preserving a set of softs for the race.
Who is on a lap? FCT is on a lap, I think. Yeah, he's on a lap.
I'm following him now. And then I'm gonna switch to Apeldoorn and Ralphie. He's gonna improve by 1.5 tenths up into 5th.
Ralphie with a fast first sector.
Yeah, if you can keep us updated on Ralphie, then I'm following Apeldoorn, just behind him.
Top car just put a good time as well, P6.
Absolutely.
Ralphie improved by 3.5 tenths. Second sector, fast second sector for Ralphie. Probably gonna put a very good lap.
Apeldoorn is 4 tenths up. So he's gonna put in a crazy time as well.
And maybe, no, he lost all the time.
And there you have Apeldoorn, even improved by another 2 tenths in the final sector, nice. So a 1.78.
Ralphie lost 2 tenths the last sector. He lost all the momentum. So probably will be P2 ahead of Master Bob.
Ooh, Brian going really deep into turn 1 and also turn 2.
Dan put a 8.1 second place for Dan.
Yeah, in his and big slide of Brian. Yeah, he's aborting. Dan, yeah, really good time for his first effort. But that's you can always see Dan he's always so fast in the first try immediately. Most of the guys just put in a time and then improving, but then right up there in his first try. And now it's still up to P12 within a second of the leader.
Elliott improves by 2.5, almost 3 tenths, up to P6, carrying the Haas right now. Very good time for Elliott.
And Brian is going to try again. That looks a lot better into turn 1 than he did a lap ago.
Brian does improve per sector.
Oh, that's a bit wide there. Same as Neil, threw it in there full throttle, but missed the steering input.
He's sliding all over the place.
Yeah. Let's see.
Be a very good lap.
Still improving by a tenth, it says. Oh, and goes wide again. Don't think it's gonna be it. Is he going in? Yeah, he's going in. So let's pick up Manstar Bob. Started the lap. He's a tenth up on his own time, a tenth down. I need to say he's improving. But he has no
chance to get pole.
I think he invalidated. No, he just put his battery on none to save for the straight, I guess. He's improving by 4 tenths. Wow, 3.5 tenths.
And fast second sector.
Really late on the overtake button. But it goes and he improves. Wow. Takes it by 1 of 17 thousandths. Really cool lap. FCT, the only other car out on track, get through the grass, took the curb in the last corner, all not helping to get a fast time in. Is he trying or is he going in? No, he's going in. So then we see Neil first out again for his final run.
Yeah, everyone's going in, change tires, fuel up, and go for the last run.
It's gonna be busy.
The last 3 minutes.
think Neil is just in time to get ahead of all the traffic. Striking with his Q-bend, leaving the session.
Let's go with Neil, see if he can improve more, maybe drop to 0.7. Improves by a little bit, 24,000 of a second. Three cars ahead of him. I do hope he doesn't get dirtier ahead. I think the Alfa Romeo, not the Alfa Romeo, the Sauber helped him a little bit.
No, was a bit in the way, but I think also a wide line there of New, and he improves by only 100. So that's not enough.
All the time to the third sector. Probably he got a slipstream of the first one he had. That's why he doesn't improve.
Yeah, he drained a lot of more battery earlier on in the lap. Charlie now through the final corner, just opposite on his own time. Could mean he could take fourth of Neil.
Yes, he can.
Just with a few thousandths of a second. See a Ferrari coming to the line, and there are Tom, he's starting a lap. Then Ralphie also starting a lap. Mufasa entering the final corner. It's a 10th up again. Oh, there's a big moment.
Big moment there.
He's backing out.
Currently, Bob has the pole position. Upperdom improves by 56,000 of a second. So currently he can improve and take pole position, Upperdom.
Yeah, if you can watch him, I'm watching Dan now. He's just in front of Apeldoorn. It's half a 10th up, so that's no position so far for him.
Appledon almost a 10th up, fast in second sector, stealing much faster than Bob.
Then improves, but not his position. Then we have Apeldoorn to the line, and yeah, he gets it. White Elliott going in the pits, Brian going in the pits, so that's it. Apeldoorn back on top. With Mazabab in second, Dan in third, Charlie in fourth, Neil in fifth, Ralphie in sixth, White Elliott seventh, Brian in eighth. Nice job by him again. FCT, Top Car Vlogger, Mufasa and Tom all in the second. The top 12 really close together, but just behind that J.R. Morgan, Haschnagel, Gavin Poynton 15th only today. Last race in Imola was in third. LLCC 16th.
Polanki 17th and me 18th. Strikey 19th. With Cubans. So that's it for me now. Hop in my car.
Yeah, did you check the weather radar up front?
I think it's dry. I think
Dry?
it's dry.
Okay.
That's good for me. So so good luck to everyone, and I hope to see you on the podium.
Yeah,
Even
good
though I'm
luck to you,
starting,
mate.
almost on the last. So see you guys.
So there was our Greek friend, Iron Kid, stepping into his car now for the race, starting last place. See a bit of a cloud on the track, not as sunny as in qualifying, but yeah, like Iron Kid said, no rain. So we're waiting now for the guys to pick their setups and their strategies. Setups they already chose, of course, in qualifying. And it would be interesting to see who's driving with some lower wing settings to gain some speed on the straight, and who has higher wing settings to get a gap maybe in the cornery section. A lot of twists where downforce is key, so two different parts of the track with two long straights, and then a few corners where high downforce is giving you a lot of time. And like I said, we're gonna probably see a lot of DRS training in this race. It's so important to not lose the DRS to the car in front of you, because otherwise you're done. Here we go, lights out, and Apeldoorn on pole. He gets away. Okay, I guess yeah, he's in front. Mansell Bob second, then going for the inside of Mansell Bob, but keeps third. No carnage so far. Everybody going scot-free to turn 1-2. Let's get back up to the front. Oh, and we see, is it Strikey there and Tenshide out of the race together. A safety car immediately. Yeah, in the middle of the pack, searching for a bit of space for their cars, and the cars hooking into each other, and they went straight for the barrier. So there we have the first two drivers out of this race, and that's really bad luck for FCT, because he was doing pretty okay in qualifying, and seeing his race ended like this, he's probably not happy about that. And Strikey also a second DNF in this tier, the leader of the Wednesday tier, so one of the fastest guys in ERL overall. Yeah, and always the fastest guy wins. Let's see if anybody goes in for maybe a surprising set strategy. Everybody started with different tires. As you can see here, we see mediums, we see softs, we see hards. And I think, of course it's early, but when you're on softs or mediums, you can change to the hards at this point and drive to the finish. Of course they're going to be worn at the end of the race, but maybe with another safety car halfway through you can switch back to, again, mediums or even softs. So it could be a gamble for some of the guys in the back. But everybody stayed out. Position changes. Iron Kid already 5 places up. Ashnego, severe collision. We've seen that multiple times. The only downside for him is he's gonna have to stop, and then the game serves his penalty, and we cannot take it off his racing time anymore afterwards. So that's a real shame for him. Hitting longer there behind the safety car. Apeldoorn, Mansell Bob and Dan stayed on their positions. Ralphie 2 places up, overtook both McLarens. New overtook Charlie. who's now in 6th. Brian 1 place up, and he overtook White Elliott in the first 2 corners. Tom 3 places up. Top car Flogger still in the same position. Jerry Morgan 2 places up. Mufasa 1 place down. Iron Kid, like I said, 5 places up already, so good job, good start from him. Gavin Poynton 1 place up, LCC 1 place up, Lange 1 place up, Haschnagel 3 places down. He takes his penalty now. That's smart move. Yeah, really smart here by Haschnagel, getting rid of his penalty. A new nose and new tires. He was dead last anyway, so now he needs to catch up. He needs to get on the hard tires for him, so he probably can go to the end with it. So maybe he's in a good position to score some extra points here today. Let's see if the safety car is gonna wait for him, because he's approaching the final sector line. And no, he's not going in. Haschnagel is too far behind, so another lap behind the safety car. We have a really exciting championship battle going on. It's Mansell Bob who's leading championship. He looked like the first 5 races like he was gonna win this season by a mile, but then he had a few difficult races, and then picked it up and got close. Also New with a few very good results and a few race wins. Caught up to Mansell Bob. So Mansell Bob leading with 4 points over Dan, and then 22 points to New. And in 4th is Charlie Harris with 80 points behind Mansell Bob. So yeah, he can win the championship, but he needs all 3 guys to crash out like 2 times, maybe even all 3 to win it. So that's unlikely. But the McLaren leading the Constructor Championship by 1 point over Aston Martin, over Mansell Bob and Ralphie, and then 20 points to the Saubers of Dan and Top Car. So there is also still a battle going on between 3 teams, really close together there. So safety car in this lap. Haschnagel is back on the back. And then we're gonna watch Apeldoorn but yeah, he's probably gonna wait up until the line to not give Mansell a chance. There he goes. We see already some cars overtaking each other before the line, I guess. So that's White Elliott in front of Tom now. Ralphie really close on the back of Dan. Nobody using too much of a battery so far. Well, Ralphie just avoided the rear of Dan there. So see everybody go scot-free after a restart. Ooh, Mansell Bob, big lock up, and Gavin Poynton hits him maybe and loses a wing. Looks like it. Let's get back up to the front. Apeldoorn, Mansell Bob, almost getting the gap on Dan already for DRS now enabled, so after the first 2 corners, Mansell's DRS will open. We have it on screen, DRS in 100 meters, rear wing open, extra speed enabled. And then needs to pick up the pace, because he's almost losing the DRS gap. And then he's sitting duck of Ralphie, Neil and Charlie. Charlie also already outside of DRS of Neil, so maybe they need a bit of team play there. Neil backing off before the DRS line, so Charlie can follow him. But these two are now clear of the rest. Maybe driving with a bit more downforce in this section, and then you can create the gap. The DRS open for Mansell Bob is going to take an easy overtake here, I guess. But Apeldoorn can maybe get back on the next straight. Ralphie just came short for an overtake on Dan. Is Apeldoorn going to make it? No, he's not going. Ralphie looks up the inside, not making the move. Charlie has Brian, White Elliott and Tom in his tail. We see a glitch there. It looks like somebody's wing flew off, but it's just a glitch in the game. When you go over that thing, there's like a piece of asphalt going up on screen. Schneegel behind these two, LCC and Lange. Let's get back up front. Apeldoorn this time with the DRS. I think we're going to see a cat and mouse game every lap here of these two switching positions into turn 1. Ralphie this time also takes Dan. With the advantages of Brian, now takes Charlie. Kevin Poynton in. Oh, we see White Elliott a bit wide there. Is Mansell? No, he's now waiting. Dan overtook Neil and Ralphie there. No, of course not. Dan is just back in front of Ralphie. Neil trying to find the gap. Brian over Charlie. White Elliott and Tom with top car just on his tail. Iron Kid already up in 11th place behind them. And within DRS of the back and front, so good news for him. And we see the front runners through the last corner again, so here you go. Apeldoorn created a tiny gap of half a second. Is it enough to stay in front this time? Mansell saving battery, so he will definitely not go for an overtake here. He thinks it's a long race still, it's fine. I just wait behind and recharge my battery. Charlie and White Elliott overtook Brian there. Gavin Poynton left the session. What happened? Connection issue. Tom left the session. I think there's a connection issue turning up here. That's a real shame for the guys. See here, Tom's car, ghost mode, Iron Kid, oh, late on the brakes, diving down the rear of top car, just avoiding him. Let's keep an eye on my phone on the Discord screen, maybe something pops up there. Mansell Bob this time a bit closer, overtake on, here he goes, back into the lead, into lap 10. Then now with the gap on Ralphie and Neil. Clear air in 3rd place. there are some gaps coming now. The DRS is broken. Tom back in. He fell all the way down to Brian and top car. Going side by side. Ashnego and Lange also next to each other. It's LCC decides to take a shortcut through the gas to avoid any collisions. And there we go again at the back straight. Manselwap and Apeldoorn. Apeldoorn this time not using his battery, waiting another lap. Iron Kit going into 9th. He needs a good lap to close up to the pack in front of him to gain DRS again. Tom again out of the session, but this time it's a crash. I see a DNF behind his name. There his car is stopping, but maybe he stopped this time himself through the connection issues. LCC next to Lange here. No, backing out and then going wide. And he needs to avoid the wall and keep it on track. Yeah, he does. That's a good job by him. And we're going back up to the straight again. Manselbob, Apeldoorn this time closer. A lot more battery. Yep, overtake, DRS. And there we have another switch for the lead. And what's happening behind all these guys? White Elliott on the inside of Charlie. No, it's not making it. Got another chance here, but both have DRS, so that's going to be difficult in this DRS train. From Neil all the way up to Top Car Flogger. Iron Kit didn't close the gap, so he's not in DRS. And it's going to be difficult for him in the free air to catch back up to the train in front. Ash and Lange still close together, fighting it out. That should be pretty cool for those guys, even when you're in 13th, but you're racing somebody. Apeldoorn has quite a gap. This time Manselbob waiting a lap again. Then 2 seconds off them, creating a gap to Neil now. Ralphie is going in the pits. Does he brake on time? Yeah. Good job. Already in with the softs. Brian also in with the softs. And Brian picks up a penalty. Mufasa goes up into 9th. Still going on his soft tires. Early stop for the soft runners. See what they go on to. Is it the hard tire? I think so. Ralphie, hard tire, yes. Brian. Looks like the hard tire also. Manselbob back on the tail of Apeldoorn here. Is he gonna go for it this lap? We now see them switching places every other lap. So recharging one lap. Apeldoorn defending with overtake here. Trying something. But yeah, you can see even Manselbob without any ERS deployment still able to close the gap, so it's really no use burning through your battery in this stage of the race. I think this is the most interesting to watch. The pack, Neil, Charlie, White Elliott and Top Car all close together. Iron Kit losing ground to these guys. Gap already up to almost 3.5 seconds. And we see Hash now right on the tail of JR Morgan, and Lange losing out a bit of time and ground here. Apeldoorn still in front of Mansell Bob at the front, and now also Den is in. He's the first of the front runners trying an undercut on the pair in front. Going for the hard tires. Mufasa speeding in the pit lane, 10 seconds. Morgan now on the inside of Neil, and he makes it. Yep. And maybe that means Charlie can now create gap of a second. Iron Kid picks up the track limit penalty. That's not going to help his run to the podium. He would like very much to get there. Let's see what the front guys are. They going to react to Den? They need to cover him. They will probably do now. Otherwise Den is in traffic, so that's not helping him. Are they going in? No, they're not. Den in traffic. Let's see, gap to the leader. 23 seconds, that's too much. Neil now in. Safe pit stop there. Top car Vlogger overtaking White Elliott. That's good for the constructor battle. Mansell Bob really close to Apeldoorn. But these two playing it smart, not losing too much time fighting each other in the sections. It has no use. Den still 23 seconds off. Let's see if we can close that gap up a little bit before these two go in. I think otherwise his undercut is not working because of the traffic he had. Mansell Bob now gonna try the undercut on Apeldoorn. Charlie still going because he's on the hard tire. Top car still going. White Elliott still going. Iron Kid also still going. Maybe they're all waiting for another safety car and take advantage of that. Mansell Bob and Den. That's gonna be close. But Mansell Bob looks like he's making it. Yep. And the gap was 2 seconds between them. And now it's almost 3. So Den's undercut not working because of the traffic. That's a shame. And that's the risk you take when you go early. So we're gonna see probably Apeldoorn in now. He needs to cover the undercut of Mansell Bob. Yep, there he goes. Just in time, under the 80 kilometers. And there you have Mansell Bob already. Apeldoorn. That's gonna be close. I think Mansell Bob will overtake him here. He will definitely overtake him here. Can he create a gap of a second? He does. So the undercut working here for Mansell Bob, creating a gap over a second immediately. And that means Apeldoorn needs to push really hard this lap. to catch back up. But he has cold tires, Mansell Bob tires are warm. So that will be really difficult. Then almost now inside the DRS of Apeldoorn. So then it needs to use battery here to gain before the DRS line. Just not making it. Apeldoorn also not making it to Mansell Bob. But yeah, one tiny mistake of Mansell Bob and it will mean Apeldoorn is back in this race again. So Iron Kid there in the pits. Charlie's still going, but he's on the hards, so and Apeldoorn almost within the second now. Top car flogger disqualified. Multiple penalties. That's really weird. What did he do? Did he have so many track limits already? You know, when you're up to like 18 seconds of track limits, the game will give you disqualification for too many track limits. But only half the race distance done and he's already out. So that's not helping the title race of Kick Sauber for the constructors. Apeldoorn back in DRS range now of Mansell Bob. So in free air he's going a little faster. And they're gonna play their cat and mouse game right to the finish, I guess, from here on. But need to watch out that Den doesn't close in. They have 2 seconds now. It's going to be interesting to see how many times Charlie loses to New and White Elliott, because he was right in the fight with these two. Aschnagel now in 6th. And he probably can finish on these tires, so he's in his net position here. Only his tires are already 17 laps old. I guess, yeah, 17 laps. So they're gonna wear out, and he's gonna have a hard time keeping all those guys behind him. So he's hoping for another safety car, I guess. All the penalties, Mufasa and Brian, pit penalties. Let's switch to Apeldoorn because he's really close. Just not close enough. But we didn't see any of the two guys here making overtake into turn 4, because that's more of a risk than turn 1. LLCC also speeding in the pit lane over the line. 10-second penalty. Let's see the gap of Neil to Charlie. Under 20 seconds. So we saw it was almost 23 seconds. What you're losing here with a pit stop. So he's definitely gonna fall behind them, but then he has a tire advantage with the newer mediums over the older hards, so he should be able to close it back up. Apeldoorn overtaking Mansell Bob again here. Then can follow the guys on race pace, driving a race of his own in 3rd. Net 3rd, Charlie still needs to pit. Ralphie now clear of New and the rest in 4th. New cleared White Elliott out of his DRS. With the help of Aschnagel, who was in between of them. Iron Kid has Mufasa on his tail. Mufasa, of course, with a 10-second penalty, so It's no use for Iron Kid to battle too hard and just let him go if he tries to overtake. Brian 11th, J.R. Morgan 12th, LCC 13th, Langer 14th, and the car of Gavin there also, but he's not in it anymore. Charlie still continuing, maybe he's going for a set of softs then at the end of this race. Eppledorn holds on this lap. And is he able to nail a lap and get clear of Mansell Bob by over a second? It's the only thing Mansell Bob has to avoid at this point, not losing out by another 4 tenths, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, because with the DRS help now he's closing all the way back up to the tail, maybe even going for an overtake again, but he does not have that much battery, so I don't think so. Charlie still going, so he would definitely be going for a set of softs. And Neil already 18 seconds now, so Charlie has to step on it. I think Charlie at this point will just come out with Iron Kid here, so I think he needs to go this lap, otherwise he's losing out to Iron Kid and Mufasa, and he needs to clear them also. It's gonna give him traffic and time loss. It's gonna be really close. Let's see if Charlie goes in this lap. I think he needs to avoid traffic. Maybe he's already a lap too late. Aschnagel with Iron Kid and Mufasa on his tail. But I just want to see if Charlie goes in. Yeah, Charlie goes in, and I think he's gonna go right in the middle of this fight. So let's follow this fight, and we can gonna go see Charlie coming out right in front or behind these guys. Oh, Iron Kid makes a mistake there, and now Aschnagel is free. Did he make a mistake? Did Mufasa touch him? That I couldn't see. So Charlie now at the pit exit, and I think he stays clear. Yeah, easily stays clear of and he's just 1.8 seconds behind of Neil, and he goes to the medium. That's interesting. With only 12 laps remaining, he could go soft, but maybe he doesn't have any softs anymore. He does use them up in qualifying all. Is it? I see turn 1. It was Langer. My heartbeat went a bit high there. I thought it was a Red Bull, but I couldn't find him. That's a really big damage on Langer. His front is all the way gone. Virtual safety car deployed. That's a shame for Charlie Harris. He would have won that a lap earlier. Ralphie decides to go in the pits with his. Take a set of softs. Or does he go medium? He goes medium. Also medium, yeah, no softs and green, so that's a shame of Ralphie here, giving up his. And Aschnagel also going into the pits, and then the safety car stops. Ralphie gave up his 4th place here, and now is really far behind. Elliott in 4th. Elliott 17 seconds, Ralphie 33, so 15 seconds behind him. What a shame. The virtual safety car just ended when he entered the pits. So he lost a lot of time extra there. Mansell Bob still following Apeldoorn. Charlie overtakes Neil with his fresh tires. And taking points off him out of the championship battle with Mansell Bob and Dan. There we have Lange with a new nose. Back on track. And these two now have 10 seconds of White Elliott. How much time penalty does he have? 3 seconds only, so they need... Oh, no, they're a second behind, sorry. Of course it's White Elliott who has 10 seconds to Dan. Misread it there. So Neil needs to keep within 3 seconds of White Elliott to gain some extra points. Mansell Bob is closer, but still no overtake. It's gonna be a mind game here. Oh, that's really close. Maybe a bit too close for comfort, but they stay alive. Yeah, when are you gonna go for the overtake? Are you gonna go last lap? Or are you gonna go one lap in front of that? And use your battery to win the race to the line in the last lap? That's gonna be going to the minds of these two at this moment, I guess. Charlie already up, at White Elliott's rear. White Elliott picking up another penalty. That's not helping him. Neil has Iron Kit. No, he's a back marker. Mansell Bob. Oh, and Apeldoorn goes all the way straight on into turn 1. And that means Mansell Bob will win here. Such a shame, I'm just missing out on that. Just catching it up. Mansell going for the overtake. Apeldoorn outbraking himself on maybe the dirty part of the track just outside of the line, and then go straight on deep into turn 1. And that means another victory for Mansell Bob today, if he can keep it on track, of course. And then in third, so he's increasing his lead by a bit of a margin. White Elliott at this moment holding on. But yeah, with the time penalty he has, he's gonna lose those position. Is there any other fight somewhere on track? I see Brian really close to JR Morgan. For 10th. Brian has a time penalty. Is it the pit penalty still? Yeah, it's the pit penalty still, so JR Morgan doesn't need to defend this too hard. And there's another yellow. It was Lange again. Maybe he was moving out of the way. Ralphie back up into 8th. How many seconds does Iron Kid has? 3 seconds, so Ralphie needs to win another 1.5 seconds. Brian overtook JR Morgan, but now needs to get 10 seconds clear of him, so yeah. JR hadn't need to fight that too hard. Charlie maybe now going for the overtake on White Elliott. It's like a lap or two, so already behind. Elliott moving out of the way with his 6-second penalty. He doesn't need to fight this. Smart move. Because he not need to lose more time to Neil and Iron Kid. And even Ralphie maybe. But he's coming back. Still fighting for position here. Should maybe be a bit frustrating for Charlie, but yeah, he then has 11 seconds to then he's not gonna make that. We see Lange following Neil every time. I think Neil's in a fight, but that's still Lange in his rear in last place, but keeping up the pace of Neil. Charlie again in front of White Elliott. Let's see if he can come back at in again. Maybe even Charlie picks up DRS of the blue flag. Yeah, that's helping him. Lucky here for Charlie with the DRS of the car of Gavin. I think that settles the field a bit. We have Mensabab comfortably in the lead now because of the mistake of Apeldoorn, who outbraked himself into turn 1. Then in a race of his own on third for most part of this race, except for the first few laps. Charlie now in fourth, clear of White Elliott's DRS. White Elliott with a 6-second penalty, so he's gonna lose out to Neil and maybe even Ralphie. Apeldoorn now picks up a penalty, so then needs to take 2 seconds out of him in the next 4 laps. I was saying White Elliott 6 seconds, and yes, 10 seconds over Ralphie, so he should be safe there. And Iron Kid also has 3 seconds. Jeremy Morgan still following Brian closely, but yeah, I think he's just gonna stay following him because of the time penalty also. And Mufasa with his penalty, also 13 seconds, losing out to Jeremy Morgan and probably Hash there. So, yeah, field settled in. No more fighting going on track here. Such a shame. We saw Apeldoorn go deep into turn 1 a few laps ago, and that means Mensabab can cruise to victory here. Apeldoorn closing in on him, but it's not going to be enough, even with the penalty he picked up. And that means Mensabab is gonna increase his lead in the championship with another victory. If nothing crazy happens, of course, in the last few laps. There's not going to be a safety car anymore in the last 2 laps. The game does not do that, so even with somebody crashing out, we're going to finish racing here. Let's see. A bit of position changing on here. Iron Kid from 11th up to 7th. He was hoping to make it to the podium even when starting from the back, but he's not going to make that. Then Charlie still in third and fourth. White Elliott picked up 2 places, fifth. Neil 1 position down in sixth. And Ralphie also 2 positions down. Bit unlucky with the safety car, with the virtual safety car ending when he was going for the pit stop, giving up his 4th position. With the gap he had, he thought he could make it. All the penalties on screen here. So we're going for the final lap now. Mansell Bob entering the final lap. Let's follow him on board in his final lap. He's really cruising to the finish here, not taking any risk. You see the delta of Apeldoorn coming down really hard. But yeah, no use for Mansell to take any risk. Just take it easy. And there he goes. Last few meters up to the finish line. Apeldoorn finishing second. But with the penalty he holds on to that second place. Then third, Charlie. Good drive from him, taking fourth. White Elliott in front of Neil, but yeah, with the 6 seconds he's gonna fall back behind Neil. Then Iron Kid is gonna lose the place to Ralphie, who still gets 7th place after that unlucky pit stop. Iron Kid 8th, Mufasa and Brian gonna finish 9th and 10th, or cross the line in the 10th, but I think J.R. Morgan will take the place of both of them. There you have it already, yup. And Hash last over the line, all other cars are lapped. You can see a Senna tribute helmet here, I think. Driver of the day, Iron Kid, the game. Pretty good drive from him. Starting last and finishing 7th. Our podium, Mansell Bob, Apeldoorn, and then. They used to be up there. So there we have it. Mansell Bob, Apeldoorn, then Charlie, Neil in 5th, White Elliott, Ralphie, Iron Kid, J.R. Morgan, Mufasa in 10th. We didn't see him spin today. Props to him. Hashnego, Brian, LLCC 13th. Good result for him. Lange, Gavin Poynton. Yeah, his car finished, but he was not in it, so he will not get any points. Top car, Tom, Tensiday and Strikey, the unlucky guys in the first lap. Strikey and Tensiday collecting each other and crashing. So that was the race for the purple sector tier again. Maybe see you Wednesday when our cooking tier will take the track in Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, ahead of the guys here. Thanks for watching and see you next time.